nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.
Hey guys, back again for another video. Make sure you guys hit the bell notification. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, this will be a great time to do so. Now let's quickly jump into this because this has been something that's been on my mind ever since. Well, let's get into it. Now, if you guys were watching the blogs, you know that Jennifer's husband, I don't know if they're really married, but if she says they're married, I guess they are. Jennifer's husband, aunt, came out and she started revealing some things about Evelyn. And it made me think that obviously Christian's aunt would have gotten that information from Jennifer. And then it made me think, what about the time that Jennifer allegedly told Tammy about Evelyn and Shaquille O'Neal?
Why don't you talk about what's going on in your house? Like, your baby daddy, go pay his artists. He owe his artists. Don't he his failed record company? Like, dude, don't you owe Meg? Don't you owe these people? Go pay these people. Won't you worry about that? Like, your daughter is living in the house with you. Y'all don't get no financial support because all his checks going to BMI. Why don't you talk about these kind of things? Like, I don't know. You're so invested in what Jen and Christian got going on, but you don't want to talk about the things that's going on in your household.
Well, you don't want nobody else to talk about the things.
Yeah. You say I shouldn't talk about your daughter. The game has fucked you and your daughter. Okay. Right. They got pictures where you and Tiffany and Shaunie and your daughter is all there while you was pregnant. But then your daughter go and fuck the same dude you didn't fuck who y'all friends. Like, he done ran a train on y'all at this point. You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, don't your baby daddy owe people's money, drown in his goddamn pool? He got sued for that. It's a lot of topics that we could talk about. Bitch, Evelyn, you was pregnant with Carl's child at the same time his own daughter was just 5 months old. Bitch, do the math. Talk about that. He was with his ex while you was pregnant. Talk about that. There's so much other shit that you could be talking about. Christian and this girl was broken up before he even got with Jen. But you around here fucking a nigga who got a wife. And his child 5 months, and his child 5 months, you 6 months pregnant. Bitch, can you add? But that's just who you are. You talk about you talk about everything, but let me tell you something, bitch. You go low, I'm going straight to hell. I can give a fuck. Okay? Why don't you?
So I wanted to bring that up just because, again, that is Christian's aunt, and it seems like she knows some things that we didn't know because for some reason or another, she feels like Evelyn and her daughter slept with the game. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised because I know y'all thought about it, because I know it has been in the back of my mind since I saw it on TV when Jennifer let out that Evelyn slept with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't think Jennifer is a liar, but I do think Jennifer is very scary. And I believe that she did sleep with Shaq. That is just my thoughts. I believe Jennifer holds a lot of Evelyn's secrets. And as we saw with Christian's aunt, I think Jennifer was pushed to capacity and she like, okay, she slept with the gang. But what about when Jennifer told Tammy that she slept with Shaq?
So, she's talking about the situation where you said that Evelyn slept with Shaunie's ex.
Now, let me kind of set the stage for you guys with regards to that video. That would have been, what season was that? Y'all don't give me the line. I really don't know what season it was. But if you guys follow the show, you recall that there was an episode in which they were going to have a conversation with regards to, the Shaq and the Evelyn situation. Now, I never thought tamiroman was a liar either. But what ended up happening in this particular situation is, as we all know, Evelyn is always attacking Jen because for some reason, I believe that she has bullied Jen so much that she just feels like she can continually do it. But I feel like, in some instances, Jen is probably like, girl, I know everything about you. Because I don't believe Jen would have said that if it were not true. I don't believe Jen would have said it if it were not true. But it seemed like at some point, Jen started to backtrack. I don't believe she backtracked because it wasn't true. I believe she did that more so because she didn't want to hurt Shaunie.
Is what she
No, I didn't say that. I was asked that.
Okay. So
There's a
Now, she said, I didn't say that, I was asked that, but there's a difference. Okay, so she tells us that there's a difference, which I agree. But here is the truth. Whether you were asked or you said it, is it true or not? Is pretty much what people want to know. So if you guys paid attention to the episode, Jennifer never said that it wasn't true. But what she said was she wasn't the one that said it. So just pay close attention to that. She said that she didn't say it. So she never said, oh, I didn't hear that, or no, that's a lie. She said, I didn't say it. And I'm with the audience. The audience has always felt like that was more than likely the truth because we all know how Shaq got down.
So Tammy and I had a conversation about Evelyn sleeping with your ex.
Okay. They had a conversation about Evelyn sleeping with Shaunie's ex-husband. Let me just ask y'all something. Is that far-fetched? Is Evelyn the type of woman that wouldn't sleep with somebody's husband? She slept with Tammy's. Not only did she sleep with Tammy's husband, she called her a non-effing factor. What y'all think? Do you think that Evelyn slept with Shaquille? Because now that we have this video that's been released of Jennifer's in-law basically running all of Evelyn's business down, talking about how her and her daughter slept with the game, talking about how she was pregnant by another woman's fiance or husband. during the time they were in a relationship, which is really crazy because if you guys watch Basketball Wives, I was trying to figure out the lady's name who had actually said that Evelyn actually did, in fact, mess with Carl during the time he was in a relationship. Now, if you guys remember, Evelyn went so hard on that girl to the point the girl didn't even come back to the show. I believe, I cannot think of her. What is her name? Now I have to remember her name, but Evelyn was so nasty to that woman that eventually she didn't even come back to the show. Okay, her name is Vanessa. Vanessarider is her name. Now, for y'all who don't remember, I'm going to show y'all her Instagram. Now, Vanessarider came on Basketball Wives and Evelyn was letting her have it. If y'all recall, Vanessa kept saying that Evelyn went with Carl and got pregnant by him when he was in a relationship with her friend. If y'all remember, and Evelyn kept dragging that woman, saying all of these ridiculous things about her, only for Jennifer's in-laws to say the very thing that Vanessa had already been saying. So why would we think that Evelyn didn't sleep with Shaq? Because it seems like she did. Did Evelyn sleep with Shaquille O'Neal? Because if you guys forgot about this particular situation with her and Shaunie, if y'all remember, it had got real ugly. And in some parts of this, I felt like Shaunie believed that it actually happened, but probably in the back of her mind was like, well, look, that relationship is over. I'm just gonna move on. Because let's get into how Shaunie was acting. Like Shaunie wasn't even like, that's a lie, I don't believe it. Shaunie was in deep thoughts because she believed it too.
Shaunie, I've never, ever in a million years, I put that on my son. I would never do that to you. I've never. That never happened.
Let me be clear.
She was.
Y'all know whenever the cry come up, it's always followed by a lie. But if y'all could just see how Shaunie was just sitting there so still, it's almost like in her mind, she was thinking maybe like, wait a minute, that's what that meant when I saw this, or this is what that meant. I believe that she did have an affair with Shaquille. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, a lot of things that's been said about her, they're coming out as true. I mean, again, Vanessarider said all of that happened between her and Carl, where we saw Evelyn cry on TV saying that Carl cheated on her when she knew he had a woman and he cheated on his woman with her. But that was okay as long as he didn't cheat on her, right? What y'all think? Do y'all believe that she actually slept with Shaq? Because look, I be reading the comments, not all the time, but sometimes, and maybe most times, people still believe that Evelyn slept with Shaquille O'Neal. And the crazy part is Evelyn trying to prove herself here. Her trying to prove herself and crying. See, one thing about a person who's guilty, a lot of times they'll follow it up with tears because they feel like if they cry, they can get you to believe
I
them.
would never do that to her.
So let me be clear.
And for y'all to bring this up
it ain't
in
no
this
y'all.
moment,
It ain't
yeah,
no
but
y'all.
you
It
knew a
ain't
year
no
ago,
y'all.
right?
I knew a year ago.
Shaunie is sitting there and she not saying a word. What y'all think she thinking about? Because it's something that's happening. Look at this. Just look at her face. Look at Shaunie's face. That's not a face that said, girl, I don't believe this. They're lying on you. She's in deep thought. Look at her facial expressions. She is thinking and contemplating what to do next because in her mind, she like, you know what, bitch? I think that you did. This is not a look of a friend that don't believe you. That's not it. She's thinking. She's in deep thought, trying to figure it out in her mind. What did I miss?
That was up.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't bring it up. That's your friend. And that's the reason why I did not say it a year ago.
I feel.
And I'm just sorry. In all honesty, I mean, as I go back and watch it and look and, listen to everything, it really does seem like Evelyn is very much guilty. It really, really seems like that. And again, just watching Shaunie's expressions now that I can go back after hearing all of these things, pan out to be highly true of Evelyn, and then looking at Shaunie's expressions. At this time, Shaunie was not, no longer in a relationship with Shaq. So did she say, hey, we not together anymore? I'm going to let that ride, because people still think that something happened between those two.
Listen to me. This is bullshit.
So I don't know, y'all. I mean, the jury is still out on this one. But like I said, when Jennifer's aunt came out and started saying everything that she said about Evelyn with regards to the game and her daughter sleeping with the game, people was like, wait a minute. Did she really sleep with Shaq? I think she did.